Hey, so I'm a day late, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the book review for The Little Black Book of Workout Motivation. It's by Michael Matthews. What I really liked about it, great book, phenomenal book. What I liked about it was it had a lot of goal-specific things for the gym, inside and out. So it'll translate, towards the goals that you have for the gym and working out, getting a better body, but also in life and just goal setting in general. Really funny, he actually made some references to Cthulhu and one of my favorite writers, Charles Bukowski. Never heard about that stuff, get into it, it's really cool. So yeah, in and out of the gym, it's a great book, very goal-based. Had two things that kind of rubbed me wrong. My brother recommended me this book because he's a fitness guru, and a lot of them only care about their macronutrients and those kind of measurements. But he actually has his own supplement line that is very clean, I guess you could say. And he's against GMOs, which inspired me and him to kind of want to look into him more. But what I kind of didn't like was he talks about cold showers for motivation, but he says they didn't have immune benefits, which I totally disagree with, because it does help white blood cells increase in count. And also he did, what was the other thing that kind of irked me, was he said that cleanses were a gimmick and outright quackery. I was like, I really don't agree with that, but hey, he's entitled to his opinion. But what was really cool about the book too, he really gets into goals, motivation, commitment, and he also recommends books. And one of the books he recommends is a favorite of mine called The Magic of Thinking Big. So he starts off with a story about Jennifer, great role model that you'll kind of see throughout the book, like referencing back to Jennifer. What we see with her is, an example tale. It's all about conviction, to accept responsibility, and blame versus pointing your finger, and the victim mentality. So one of the big things he goes off right off the bat is knowing your why. What's your why? He has a chapter on sacrifice that I just thought was amazing. He talks about Gary Player, was a golf guy, and somebody yells out to him. They're watching him shoot the balls. He's like, "Hey, I would do anything to be able to shoot like you," assuming it's innate raw talent. He's like, "No, you wouldn't." He's like, "Yeah, I would do anything to play like you, to shoot like that." And he's like, "No, you wouldn't." He's like, "You wouldn't wake up at 5 a.m. to shoot 500 balls until your hands bleed, tape your hands, wait an hour and go back out and hit 500 more balls, doing that 4 or 5 times a day." I mean, if you would do that, you would be shooting like me, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. I thought that was a really cool thing, because in American culture, we think everything, we make things look easy. Even the guys that are great at it, they kind of play it off as, hey, this is a natural talent, but that's really not ever the case. We do look at sacrifice too, is like, back when the Vikings, they would slit the throat of animals, so that they can ensure their harvest. And I'm guaranteed, what if we did that? What if we slit the throat of a goat to hit our goals? Are we going to follow through? I'm sure we are. I mean, really put some commitment on us. He talked about Mitchell's, the marshmallow experiment, with, gratification. I don't know if you heard of this story, but, that you put the marshmallow in front of the child, leave them in there and say, hey, if you eat it, that's fine. But if you wait till I get back in 5-10 minutes, I'll give you 2. They found out, the people that can wait, delay the gratification, are a lot more successful in life. He talks about that story. It's good to think in our belief system that our self-control is limitless. We need to think that we can have self-control. We want to try to avoid situations that set us up for temptations. Talked about Ray Dalio in his book Principles. We want to, 2 major factors is we want to know what are the correct decisions to take and have the courage to take them. We want to start and keep doing foreign things, even though things that are hard or difficult. Once we start to do them, we'll get used to them and enjoy doing them. We talked about Zion, a psychologist. Even mere exposure to anything that's new, we will start to have a mild affection for it. Kind of reminded me of like the guy who starts killing monsters, becomes a monster, but totally different, bad metaphor there. There's an emotional reward of feeling good. about choices. There's a marketing term that they look at called laddering. Laddering is selling on the idea that it's going to make the person feel good. It's all about feeling. He also talks about, with sacrifice and staying away from temptation is out of sight, out of mind. If you are going to indulge in something that you know you shouldn't be doing, I'll go ahead and do it, but wait 10 minutes and then do it. Maybe you'll change your mind totally. He talks about pre-commitment, training your willpower. There's a website called coldturkey.com. It'll help you block websites that you shouldn't be spending time on. It talks about a website called Stick with 2 Ks, stickk.com, where you can actually set a goal and bet against the website that you hit your goal. And if you don't, sometimes they'll take the money or they'll donate it to charity, things like that. But the main thing they're looking at is accountability. What I really thought was super cool about this chapter was he had 7 days, a whole week of sacrifices. One is a cold shower. The second day, you go no caffeine. Third day, digital detox, which I totally failed on. I'm going to have to try it again here. 4, no processed foods. 5, an hour of cardio. Day 6, wake up an extra 90 minutes early. Day 7 is, when you are exercising, to think about something deep in thought. Goals are never perfect, and to hit those goals, he recommends to be insane and desperate. Quotes a samurai, I can't remember his name, but you want to be determined and committed to your goal. Goals are nothing to joke around about. They are to be feared and respected. We want to be very specific with our goals. We want to realize that to hit our goal, we're going to put ourselves through pain at the gym, pain of sitting down to read a book when we'd rather be watching TV. We're going to have pain to overcome these goals. We don't want to be dreaming. He said, I'd rather you not have the secret and think about things coming to you. He said, take action. Think of Bob the Builder. He thinks about, hey, what do I have to do to get this done? If you think like that, you're going to be very specific about your goals. Hey, I do need to spend 20 minutes practicing my Spanish pronunciation every day, or whatever that is. We can answer these dialogue questions like, what do I need to do to get this done? By asking, what, when, where, if, and then. When we answer all 5 of those questions, we're going to be very specific about our goals. When they are specific about our goals, about what they need to do to take it, it's about 91% more effective than people who don't make those goals. It's our brain's language of how, what we have to do to get it done. It's a trigger and response. There was a book too by RHJ. That's all he gave his name as. He was an anonymous millionaire. He said, actually, don't talk about your goals at first. Not until you've given a week or 2 and you start to showing results. Then you can tell people, hey, these are my goals. The best thing is to only tell your goals to maybe 1 or 2 specific, close people. They said it's okay to talk about, commitment though. So it was kind of an interesting book, kind of took me back, because I like to tell goals. I think there's an accountability issue. And he goes right into accountability and looks at that. Accountability, send only to close friends, which is pretty interesting, because with friends, they can help you with punishment. Hey, if I don't hit this goal, I want you to dump a bucket of cold water on me, smack me on my head, because, with punishment, there's accountability with that too. Hitting your goals, a big thing to help with that is passion. People that are passionate about it love to learn the process. They don't love just the goal. They're going to love the fact, hey, I need to go to the gym for 30 minutes. I'm going to enjoy the burn. I'm going to enjoy the work. That's the people that are passionate about their job. They love the work. They love the process of hitting their goals. A goal is to write it down, just to inspire energetic commitment. Resistance, of course there's going to be resistance to overcome, but the thing is you just have to take action, do the work. Sometimes you might just even have to go through the motions, and it might not be the best workout or the best practice session or whatever you're doing. He also brought up a letter called A Message to Garcia, talking about Teddy Roosevelt and how he chose a guy and he had to give a letter to Garcia. he said he's on this island and that's it. The guy took the letter, didn't ask for any other advice or how to do it, just took the work and got it done. The idea here is you want to be like this guy. You don't want to ask, well, how do I do it? Where do I find him? You just want to take action and get it done, which I thought was really cool. He also talks about if you want to be more effective, you want to be savage. Talks about bulldogs and why they were so effective in fighting the bulls, because it's not really an agile, strong, crazy dog. Bulldogs were able to last and kill the bulls because they could take more punishment because of the skin around their neck. He also talks about excuses, called it the internal locus of control. People that have great internal locus of control always look at it as, credit of hard work. People that don't have a great internal locus of control always look to blame circumstances and blame other things. He talks about persistence, and he talks about, in the process of hitting your goals, positive self-talk. So, hey, I'm running a marathon, my legs are burning. He says, hey, this is normal. I understand that your legs are burning, but I'm going to push through. I'm going to make it happen. He also said that positive self-talk is always better with why. I'm going to push through because I'm going to finish this race, and I'm going to encourage others to be able to be successful in their goals. I talked about complaining. This is a great, because I related this back to work and to sales, because people can assess things one of two ways. Like, oh, this happened. Crap. My day's terrible. Or, this problem came up, but I'm excited about it because it's something new that I have to learn how to solve. And the way that you respond to problems will actually has a health benefit he talks about. So with complaining, it's okay to complain as long as it's solution oriented. Hey, I went to the store today and the Wi-Fi was terrible, but you want to change it to, hey, the Wi-Fi was terrible. Let me test out the hotspot on my phone. Solution oriented. It talks about something called a rubber band, where you wear a rubber band on your wrist, and you want to try to make it 21 days with no complaining. If you do complain, you move it to the other wrist. Talks about hedonic adaptation. It talks about positive thinking. Positive thinking isn't an all-end. Positive thinking really does is happiness fades. People think if I get out of debt, I can be happy. People that get out of debt, they're still not happy. Every day you can make a personal commitment just to be happy, no matter what your situation is. You don't want to think, well, if I get this and I get that, then I'll be happy. And that's true, but only for maybe a couple weeks, and then you'll be right back where you started. So the happiness fades with things like that. He also talked about pre-mortem, which is a business idea. When you start a new business project or venture, you want to assess all the ways it could possibly fail. And you kind of want to do that with your goals and working out and anything in life. Think of all the reasons why they could fail. Prepare yourself ahead of time how I can overcome those obstacles. And then they also talk about the self-made man, and he brings up Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger surprised everyone and said, hey, you know what? I'm not a self-made man. He didn't take really any credit. And he said, all the people that helped me all my life, they deserve all the credit. All my mentors, my mom, my dad, just pointed the finger and gave, credit where it was due, pretty much. So they also said that one of the most important things to your success in helping you to hit your goals and all this was the warmth of your relationships. And it's something important you can work on and just have better relationships with everyone. So yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed the book. I loved the chapter on sacrifice, and I loved how he talked about making goal specific. So yeah, I hope you guys pick it up. All right, take care.